Ready to go, huh?
I think so.
You put those lights on, or those standard? Those sub lights there?
I put those on actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. I used
For appearance, or do they help out with the actual?
Oh no, they're long range driving lights. So like at night and so forth, I can see way further down.
Which is nice on a long drive like that. Yeah.
Into the main classroom.
Here we go.
We are getting started.
Nice.
All students and all staff, please come into
shot
the
of
main
this.
classroom. We are getting started.
This is Minner, Willow Springs International Raceway. This is the streets of Willow, California Superbike School. You can see all the BMW S1000Rs lined up here that people have on the track. Just getting ready for another session here. So I'm receiving individual training, what they call off-track training. There's a track up there. Relatively compact, has some relatively fast straights. And there's trailers over there. There's Superbike school trailers, and people congregated in between them. I'm gonna stay out of there for privacy purposes, but you can see all of our bikes lined up here. Here's the S1000R, ready to go. It's got the new Q3s on it. So they put the Dunlop Q3s on all their bikes as well, at least for this segment of the school. But excellent time so far. We'll talk about details after we leave the track today. But they have a full van, a full mechanic van, they have a full service van here. That trailer right there has all food and water and drink in it. And then there's a section inside where you can sit down, watch video. They have bathrooms, keep you out of the sun, keep you well hydrated. They take really good care of you. Awesome experience so far. It's the end of a track day. The California Superbike School. This is the last team just finishing up out here. Figure we'll give you guys a shot. You can see there's a lot of different skill levels. Some people are flying, some people are going very slow. You shouldn't be intimidated. Everyone's very cautious out there. Very controlled environment. So I'll talk all about it in a few minutes. We're gonna pack up and drive 120 miles. Okay. It's Minner. We're on our way out. What an experience. I'm gonna struggle to sum it up. There's no preparation. Let's start with the overall point. Was it helpful? Was it worth the money? Yes. Does that apply to everyone? No, but I would say a vast majority. Cost and inconvenience of getting to a location might be the biggest limitations. And I did levels 1 and 2. There's a total of 4 levels. I did level 1 yesterday and I did level 2 today. I rode a couple hours up from San Diego to Los Angeles through traffic, maybe an hour and a half, hour 45. And then Saturday morning I rode another 85 miles to get here from the Pasadena area, and then after yesterday's session I rode another 85 miles back. And then this morning another 85 miles from Pasadena area to this area. Okay, maybe I should just shut up and figure out where I'm going. Please allow me to activate this thing. What the hell is going on? You've got to be kidding me. It's not going to activate? Alright, watch me get creative. Nice guy. So, I was pretty beat up yesterday after the first session. Probably got 5-6 hours of sleep, and then I was back on the road for another 85 miles to get here this morning. As you can guess, I probably wasn't at my optimum and would not suggest being an idiot like me. Although I don't think anybody with common sense will pull that off. So, just in case 1 in a million is wondering whether or not they should pull that, the answer is no. So, most people trailered their bikes or put them in their trucks or vans. I know one of the guys that rode down from Seattle, but even he wasn't silly enough to travel 85 miles to get here in the morning and then to get back to where he was staying. So if you're gonna go to a school like this, just plan on staying close overnight, because if you want to give it your all, you don't want to be too drained. Another problem with not bringing a trailer, of course, which all you more experienced people know, is the inevitability of a crash and how hard you may push yourself with that looming fear. So knowing that I'd have no way to get back home if I crashed my bike, I'm sure had some effect on me. Now, it didn't get me to the point where I didn't benefit at all. Of course I did, and I certainly did push harder than I could ever push on the street, but that's a significant factor. So, trailer, pickup truck, whatever it is. Or bring some tools, spare parts that may break off with you if you're gonna ride your bike here. And have an escape plan. Someone to pick you up, someone to back you up, whatever it may be. I didn't have any of that, but something I would change in the future. So what kind of things did we learn? Well, the first level focused more on your turn in, where to turn in, how to find the apex, and how to follow through on that. Basically, the turn-in point and your midline through your turn. Also how to relax on the handlebars. You know, some basics with some instruction and observation on the track. Each session basically started out, or each day started out with very basic drills with limitations in what gears you can use. So both first and second day you start out just in 4th gear, no brakes, and that's just not to overwhelm yourself with speed. And you know, the point is control and getting down the principle, and then apply the speed later. So by the end sessions, you've got multiple gears or free gears, full brakes, and you can go nuts out there, given the tools provided. And I think it was a good setup, and it's a very safe setup too. It minimizes people getting overwhelmed and pushing themselves too far too fast. There were 5 different track experiences on day 1 and day 2, each one focusing on a different type of skill. With progressive speed and freedom of use of the brakes and gears as the day went forward. So days were similar in that setup. Now, the days were also segmented where you start off with a lesson and you would take that lesson to the track. And usually after a lesson you had a bit of a break. So you go lesson, break, track, and then you'd review everything that happened on the track with a coach that was assigned to you. When we're out on the track, there's one coach for 3 students. He follows you, makes sure you're doing the right drills. He guides you on the track, he gets in front of you and behind you, looks for subtleties that he could change. And then when you get off the track, you basically do a review of what you were doing right and what you can still work on, and other things that you may not have noticed. For example, I was hitting an apex way too late for a majority of day 1 and 2, for the whole first day and half of the second. And thankfully one of the coaches saw that, because it made things a lot easier. That's just a, you know, small example. So you keep moving, not a lot of downtime, and there's enough. There's water everywhere, so when you do have that break session, you can get hydrated. They have special hydration fluid, plenty of food and snacks around. They take good care of you, and there's good support. There's people everywhere with good attitudes, very supportive, whether it be a riding issue or a bike issue. Mechanics are there to help you out. I wanted some new foot pegs installed. They helped me out with that. I wanted to ride home right now. I need a little more air because I didn't want track pressures for 2 hours of riding on these crappy roads. And they did that with a smile for me. Just generally a good environment. I'm not sure how many of you read the book Twist of the Wrist or watched the movie, but a former racer named Keith Code came up with these concepts of riding. They break down to certain skills in order to increase your speed, your accuracy, reliability with your cornering, and your safety, both on the street and in the road. And if you do a quick search, it'll explain itself. So Keith Code was there on both days. He worked with the level 4 students. Level 4 is mainly setting your own curriculum, working on things you want to work on, you know, more track attention basically. So he was there both days. Everyone introduced themselves when we walked in. His son is an instructor there as well, and he does a lot of the classroom stuff. But, you know, I assumed Keith Code was out of the business at this point, and, you know, forming a school like that, most people would be expected to live off their creation and not work anymore. But as he put it to me, this isn't work. He enjoys every minute of it, and it's reflected in how much attention is put into the school, because certainly is a labor of love of somebody.